Yeah?
Yeah.
See, alright, so first and foremost, when I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Right, we say, Governor, say, Apostle, and elders of great mercy and rule, our teachers, our apostles in truth, and we say salutations for the Akim, so they push you with truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, we say, Shalom. Right, once again, we outside the prophesy, and again, there's so much things happening right now in the world. So much of the peaceful nakedness being uncovered, right? We're seeing all the abominable acts, all the wickedness that give me the mic, I'd say for this is not a rest, right? Because when this one started, the street spread, for the whole week I've been just compiling certain topics to do videos on, right? Like when I say you're doing your videos, in work or home or whatever it may be, and it's coming from all the news that coming out, right? For the past 2 days. You see the news that come out with bring it.
Yeah, that says Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. You say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
For this is not we rest. Right? Go ahead.
Because it is polluted,
yeah.
It shall destroy you, even a sore destruction.
Yeah, so that's sore destruction, right? Right? So this place is very well polluted. And it polluted because them who in charge. Daniel chapter 12 verse 10, right? And again, we see how polluted this place is day by day by the evil acts that continue to be committed and not being properly judged here. And we know that judgment is coming out over the Lord, right? That is when righteousness is actually going to be, in its true form, I should say, right? But in a place like this, for example, like it had. Like, I don't know if you want to read some of the files. You have seen files, right? Like, just go back to like what we were saying. Like, they used to call us what, conspiracy theorists, because of some of the stuff we used to bring out, some of the stuff we would touch upon. They go back to them not believing, right? But now you're seeing where the things that you used to say coming to pass, right? And I imagine I do a video yesterday talking upon and let's go back to Ezekiel 33 verse 33. Then shall they know a prophet has been amongst them, because with all the things happening, that is when they going to know that these men are speaking the truth. That is when they going to know the apostles and elders of great mercy. So there was what? When they mentioned it, they had the 100% truth. They were right. You understand? Because this way it's seen. No, it's not no excuses for some of the things that they didn't believe in. But with their disbelief, what they would turn to? They would turn to scoffing and scorning, because that is the only way that they're going to justify the act of being in disbelief. You understand? Go ahead. Many pieces.
So this is Matthew 13 verse Matthew 13, I'll start from verse 13, right? They say, therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not. They say, neither do they understand. And I think these people right now, they don't understand what is going on, even though it's told to them. I say what I will work up a miracle in your time, I say even though it be told to you, right? The things that we take to these people, they didn't see it in the beginning. It's only now as they start to see the MOTV coming about, they start to see chips putting people hard in the forehead. And even though they're visually seeing these things, they still believe.
Yep.
You understand? They don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they don't believe in the kingdom. And that's why they're always looking for some way to try to get some kind of salvation here. And you'll see them building holes in rocks. You'll see them trying to keep up money, all these different things, because they're looking for these things to get them some kind of salvation to be able to help them through that time. When we know the only help it have in that time is through Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
Right, say verse 14. They say, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. They say, for this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing.
Yeah, so that's what it is. The people have to what gross, right? And again, emphasize any time that we're in, where if you go and be in Jake mindset, you feel they have time to study these things that are happening. How much of them don't even know where this happening around the world right now? You know, or where this taking place. At any particular moment, we can go through what you would call, I believe it was about 2 days now, the president of Iran, he said anytime America attack, it would be a wide scale or a regional war, right? It just wouldn't be like what they expected to be, because this time they're not going to go through what they went through before. And that goes into what the prophecies. A kingdom against king, and the scripture said, the weak shall say the word, the strong, right? This is what we're seeing. The prophecies being played out, right?
The Iranians are like Venezuela.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the full
But this is the tensions that we continue to see, right? And we see the man of sin being revealed as well in the midst. It's no excuse. Like I believe this is one of the maybe in my time, my lifetime, that I've seen at this point so much of people are actually seeing that the so-called white man is the wicked, right? Some of the posts, some of the statements, some of the videos you're seeing is people coming out and saying every time these people come anyway, there's always some sort of trouble, always some sort of chaos going on ensue, right? You finish with that?
We see the things that was transformed to the light. Every time they go somewhere, they always try to make themselves be viewed as some righteous hero. As somebody who always tries to fix up on somebody when they're against you. We know that I do this. Right? You say, verse 15, it say, for this people's heart is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing.
Yes, so the ears are dull of hearing. Right?
They say, and their eyes, they are closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Right? So that also explains that, hey, not everybody going on the internet. That scripture say what? It say one from a city and two from a family. There's a reason why it's that, because city righteous are scarcely saved. That's right. Right? Not everybody going on the through perilous times.
Yes.
And I only excited.
Yep. Because again, how are you going to make it through perilous times if you don't believe? You know? If you don't believe. Because they're in the mindset of not of being in of being in a spirit where they don't believe. They actually in a spirit where they would be saying everything will continue as is. You're telling them about the impending market crash. Like yesterday, the UK came out and said what? That they at economic economic collapse can happen at any time. They're closer to that than anything else. We see in the job sector. You send some articles show the week. You better send some articles show the week where certain jobs they literally getting rid of work like 6,000, 7,000. Before, yes, and you won't believe when you publish articles. I believe the next day after that, they did get rid of 30,000 more. Yeah, you know, and I say what that and enforcing what the AI because I'm going on the part of what the MOTV. You know, yeah, bring this up, man.
Daniel 12 and verse 10. He said, many shall be purified and made white and tried.
So many shall be purified. Yeah, go ahead, finish it.
He said, but the wicked shall do wickedly.
And that's the thing. You can't expect the wicked to be good. And this is the time that we're in. People want to be saved. People want to be helped from the wicked. No, they already had their agendas at hand, and they could only do what? Wickedly. They can't do good. The scripture mentioned the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. We saw in the span like in a daytime, we saw all this information that was confirmed that they was doing what? Rituals, satanic cults. There was I didn't want to say a good thing, but they was actually cutting up little, you know what I'm talking about, little, right? And they was cutting them up, doing certain things, or certain information come out that some of the men who was there saw it, and they see torture videos and so on, right? The wicked could do only wickedly. And that's why I started with Micah, because that goes to show that this is how we rest. We have more that wickedness being done. How could this be a rest? How could men come to say this is a new covenant, that we in the new covenant? Right? They wickedness. Right? With all these sort of things going, it's kids, I just say it like this, kids missing this thing and now you get information that this is the reason why, or this is where they went, you know, or this is what take place for them because of who in charge, right? Or who in charge. With that information that came out, you know, plenty people were saying that that now is the proper time to let America attack in the Middle East, right? Because they will try to cover up certain stories. So said, so done. They do the same trend they continue to do for previous years. When things get leaked, information get put out, they always attack. So you will be now you will focus on this, you'll focus on that, right? That's what he's saying. The days is getting worse and worse. Can be the Ephesians are. If you can't be circumspect, right? When the days are evil. Roderick,
Yeah, let me finish this and then.
Yeah, finish on.
Right. So he said, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall
And
understand.
there's the why shall understand. They can, right? They can.
So you guys have one that?
You have something here? Alright, what do you think? Give me the Ephesians.
And that should one of the reasons why we out here too, because very untrue. Scriptures talk about the certain the righteous and the wicked. Who else going to be out here doing these things? You understand? Before the apostles and the from our heavens come straight down. Before these men was out here, nobody didn't know the ass from the head. You understand? Nobody didn't know what they might have no basic things like, you know, you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't steal. But in terms of righteousness, who we are, what we're supposed to be doing, none of these things was known. You understand? Until these men come out and start preaching these things. And that is how we end, all of you end up here today in this position.
Bring a quick piece of faith. Jeremiah 3 verse 15. It said, I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's what he Lord did. He gave you the pastors that did what that did that. To feed you, to give you that knowledge and understanding of what the things that are written inside of you. You know? Guys, when you read the book of Ezekiel, it tell the Lord tell Ezekiel what to eat the road. And to go and get them more warning from me. Right? And that is what he did. Right? So what do you feel you come to do? Jeremiah 28 tell you that the prophets of old, the prophets are against many kingdoms, against wars, against pestilences. They didn't say with, they say against. So when Christians come up and talk about, well, oh, they speak, yes, we have to. Because that is what our prophet would do. We for the Lord, we not for this place. Right? Go ahead.
Alright, good.
Yeah?
Alright, Ephesians 5. I'll start from verse 14. He said, wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light.
Let's see what that is. Boys live. Yeah, so but we know that is the one so people around.
Verse 15, he says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
So walk circumspect. Because you go circumspect and think you go back to like to take heed. You understand? So be careful, take careful attention. And that's what it's supposed to be. The time we are in, there's so many things happening that sometimes you can't even keep up. You know? Right now, I saw some information that came out where we in the time where they're actually jailing people more frequently. They're charging people more frequently, and some people are actually dying for spreading certain information online, right? So we know what is the next thing we saw coming, right? The targeting of us. That is something they already do.
Which you already discussing.
Yep, but we already discussing. Even to add what the Trump mentioned about the prophets of doom, and that's what they call us, right? Because we talking about what the doom say, World War III. You know, these things are mentioned in the Bible because that's what the Lord said. He speak unto his people who are prophecy, and that's what we will continue to do, right? But we see all these things happening and taking place that we just know we at the end. The scripture mentioned the end is being made manifest, and we see that, right? Day by day, we're seeing these things play already for a while, and eventually you all see it, don't believe, but soon you won't feel it. They have an old saying in the Caribbean, right? I believe if you go in any Caribbean island, they will tell you, those that don't hear, just do what?
Feel.
Just feel. And the Lord tell you that. because they turn the air away from the prophet, you will do what? You will laugh at it when the pain comes. Right? And we get at this now. Right? But again, Esau in plain. Revelation 12 verse 30, you see the devil had what? A short time. Let us bring that quick. Back in there, right?
I was watching a video where they they're calling this present time here the second Cold War now, because there's so much conflicts with nations and
Doomsday Clock.
The Doomsday Clock is 83 seconds or something.
and they say
something like that.
they get a list of things that's supposed to happen in 2026 here, right? But they say the economy will crash by the next 2 to 3 years.
No, not even the next 2 to 3 years. The economy actually going. The
done
economy
crumbling,
it done crumbling. So what they're saying is that they're projecting that it would crash in the next 3 years. But the thing about it is that when they say the next 3 years, they're giving you a time within that. Within that it could crash. But with all the rest of news coming out, England saying at any moment they could think, because they actually on a like, if you go and look them up, there's so much to crash, right? Is that the article that came out is that they say if America announced aliens is real, they crash. You hear what I'm saying? That's how bad the economy is. That's when the scriptures mentioned, so they say evil shall increase, right? That is telling you. At any moment something can happen. It's like a pot, the boiling pot, it's just overflowing. Right?
Now you're sure all these things is not by design. Because look everywhere in the world right now. It's like coincidence, all economies just
just bad,
yeah. And here and all of a sudden it just started to go all the way down here.
You see what the minister talk about, I think Manhattan share, where he talk about
the
6,000 thing, but he say people don't understand, like when you read it, he was waiting until like people just don't understand how the economy is. The economy not good, it's not good. So you can't, when the economy not good, you can't get jobs. So what you were saying is that that the common man would lose the work, right? Now we all know it's by design, as the Bible says, it's all by design because of what it is they want to do. In order to implement a change in our system, you have to crash, you have to get rid of the old system, right? It's all by design. It's a reason why Palantir, Trump make a deal with them. Go and look up who own Palantir, and you will see a man rubbing his hands, so you know what I'm talking about, you know? The top hat. Right?
And it's not good, man.
And it's not good, man. You know? Right? But, and they actually talking about, they have a stable thing for the economy, and they have the technology, the AI, and this. We know where it headed on to. The part of the MOTV. Right? We see that.
You even see the infrastructure being put in place around the Caribbean, where places like Jamaica go and build a smart city. I believe
Trinidad here, we talk about it, they say they want to make a remake of smart city here.
I think Apostle Tar in one of the videos that mentioned that Guyana.
Yeah, Guyana, they already
pushing,
they already like pushing he already like he building over. You know, like the old places that ain't good and things, like he just building over. Because they getting help from the but they're getting help, but they're getting overseas from other countries and so forth. And again, we're seeing it, as you better say, it's not by coincidence. All these countries do the same thing. And it just, people might say, well, like I was explaining to someone, just to show how lost Jake is, right? Jake talking about Trinidad. We're going to Trinidad and don't realize that it's a bigger picture. There's a reason why our Prime Minister speaking so. There's a reason why she's doing these certain things. It's not by coincidence. She already getting called from the higher ups what it is to do, how it is to control all this. She said zoo, whatever it is, and many other things. But again, they all in organization with one another, right? Okay. But
so the second. They say they 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says that Satan should have an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
And again, we don't want Satan to no advantage of us. So we are not ignorant of his devices. We're not like in that spirit of not knowing the devices that he would bring, the things that he would pass, the technology that he wants to enforce, and all these things. Right? We're not ignorant of that. Right? We know what it is he wants to do. The trickery that he comes with. They say the scriptures mention to never trust an enemy. Right? And that's how it's supposed to be. the time that we're in right now, there's so much of things Esau have in store. Like Trump mentioned, for example, he was alright. So 1 minute, it goes to show how trickery, how it's not to trust. Let me bring a picture up here, right? Before I continue, but this goes straight into this thing here. Book of Psalms chapter. This is the book of Psalms chapter 10, and I go read from verse. Let me go straight to the point. Psalms 10 verse 7. It says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Right? And that is the devil we're dealing with. You know? So Trump, for example, was mentioning, right, that 1 minute he make the economy good. Next minute, when the economy down, he's saying that it's the other party fault, and people believe in it, right? Like last night, I believe it was last night, the information came out that all the positives that he make in the market all went down. Not that it going in, it actually went down, straight red. And that also emphasizes, because what went on is that, remember, he had Feds feeding the market, so it was keeping the market a little stable.
Yeah.
But what you would expect to happen if you continue to print money? Inflation. So it doesn't matter how much money you print, the market was already unstable. They make it unstable, right? Think about it. What is the market? Think about what the market is. Just stocks, just digital currencies, things you're watching. They put that there.
Yeah.
You understand? Which they can control at any particular moment, any time that they so. You know what whatever time they feel to do necessary for them, they would. Right? And it will be just in that time. But as they mentioned, this market crash will be worse than what they were considered in 2008 or what happened in 19. I can't remember the exact date, in 19 something. But they said it would actually be worse than 2008. If people could remember, if I can remember, when it had the 2008 market crash, people had us to walk to the gas station. They could not even get gas.
Long lines.
It had long lines, right? They had to walk. Sometimes one man had to go with a car and he picking up other drivers. Go ahead.
I said, guys, when PDD was talking shit about it, PDD was still singing at that time, and he was talking about how he don't have no fuel for free jet or something, or some shit like that. I remember around that time, like, everybody had an issue with people being able to get fuel and stuff like that. It was very bad.
Yeah. So and I remember in Arima, but no, from then to now it had more gas station, right? But you saw the main one in Arima that Idale, it had so much alliance that diesel itself was scarce. I remember at that point in time it had real diesel vehicles. Remember them days when pumping the van things, it had real diesel vehicles.
And you know when diesel's scarce.
Yeah, it's problem. There's always that.
Problem.
There's always that when diesel's scarce, you know it's problem. You understand? So they said actually gonna be worse than that. How it's set, how the market set, how it's set up in store. Morning. It's gonna be worse. No, go ahead. That's it. Go ahead.
Concerning reliant, right? But guys are reliant. Yeah, like that. I know there's something about that. Yeah, I'm going to find it. So I have some questions.
Yeah.
So the market crash, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. That's written in what? In prophecy as well. We're going to go to the Revelation 6, right? What tell you? Let me just finish up this here. So you say, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages and the secret places, though he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And that is the wicked fear. Again, what could the wicked do? They could only do but do what? Wickedly. Right? Yeah. People feel that Esau. No, watch how Trump operates in his whole economy, right? Like last night, he had an event. And you know, what do they say that? Wine and circus, right? Yeah. When danger, what he does do? What he does do?
Yeah.
Right? Rome again, right? Distractions. He throw a big event, had people in the oval thing, this, that, you know, that Sexy Red come out and they sing, you know, and these things, just distracting them about things that going to happen.
Agents.
Wine
Yeah.
woman and song.
Yeah, why you can't. Why woman and song? That is it. They know to distract people, but things are brewing up in the background, right? It's a. I want to bring. Alright, go back and that's one, huh?
Yeah, well,
Psalm
good.
chapter. Let me just go to Psalm chapter 5, and let me read from verse. Let me read from verse 9. It say Psalm chapter 5 verse 9. It say, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Right? And that, some of the scriptures saying, for there is no faithfulness in the mouth. So why would we believe the things that they're talking about? And that is what's going to happen to Jake. Because only when the market crash, what happened? That is when people actually want to turn to the Lord. That is when, rise and save us. That is the spirit they'll be in. First it is being the nothing burger. Now let me explain what the nothing burger is, right? It's a statement that Edomites make. They call it the nothing burger. Meaning that no matter what news come out about war, about pestilence, about things, they'll come and say nothing never happens. Right? So they call it a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Meaning they're going to eat a burger with nothing in it.
In Trinidad, we
Right?
use the term God is a Trini, because
Ah,
nothing
right.
will happen.
So
Yeah.
coming back to us, to the Jakes here now, on the island here, they say God is a Trinity. So nothing will come unto us. No harm. Right? In other places, they have other statements that they would make. Right? They always have some statement they will make until eventually it hit.
Also anonymous.
Yeah. They also anonymous. Like I was drawing an example. Last time I was in a video and I was saying it doesn't matter which Jake is in the world, they will still function the same way.
Yeah, the mindset is.
They might say certain things different, they might think, but they're still Jake. So they will function the same way. The same way Jake does reach late, it's true that same thing you see in America. The spirit bear with it. That is just Jake. So when a Jake down here saying God is a Trinity, a Jake up there saying, but yeah, nothing won't happen. That is just the spirit there. Until eventually something happens. And that is when they end up in it, that's when now they will say, well wait, hold on, I need to be saved. And the man who would have looked to get saved was Esau Edom. That is the same man that bring the problems onto you all. Right? The scriptures mention, for they had a perpetual hatred. You look at the perpetual, it means everlasting. You understand? That is the hatred they have for you. Scripture mentioned that Esau pursued with blood. Right? You feel that man actually want to help you? No, he want to bring death and destruction on you. The only help you go and get, as the brother mentioned before, is from who? From the Lord. And a lot of all are not going to get that. That is what the Lord said in 2nd Ezra. He said, you know them that sin against him, and therefore he delivered Edom unto what? Unto death and destruction. That is what coming out of the way. All the deliverance is that. Right? The Lord tell you the tooth is going to be what? Cut off. But that land in America, the tooth is going to cut off.
And right now, even with this deportation
Yep.
system taking place, Jakes over there, they're starting to feel it, they're starting to see that they,
Yep.
all who vote for Trump saying right now, hey, we want this man out, you know.
Yep.
They see design. Because the same thing happened here. The ones who vote for change here thinking they will get improvement, they get worse. It's not coincidence that all these different places, it's just getting worse and worse as time goes by. Because them is just puppets. Them is not the ones
Yeah.
them is not the ones calling the shots. Them is just strings being pulled. That's why no matter what ruler comes into power, nothing never improves.
Yep.
I remember somebody was telling me, it was years ago, a real old man I was talking to, the man said he used to buy bread, and the bread was like $1. How much for bread today? $16.
At some places, bread is like, according to the bread, is like 20 something.
You understand?
You know, and the bread not even good. It's not even good bread.
Yeah, so let's show you times it's never going to get better.
It's never going to get better.
Because no matter who comes into power, their objective is not to fix things. They have an agenda. And that's why I remember talking about the time frames. Like we talk about, I was asking somebody the other day. Remember, America used to talk about 2020. Even Patrick Manning, when he was here, he used to talk about
2020
Vision 2020. What happened in 2020? That was a coincidence? No. You understand? Now they're talking about Vision 2030. all that you see happening leading up to that vision, nothing is going to change that from happening. No matter who you take elected in the power, is that the devil in pink or the devil in blue. You understand? It's not going on all. In read case, devil in red or the devil in yellow. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, it's never going to make a difference. Like a good point you bring up, I believe earlier this week, not even this week, the week before, traveling on the road, and having a conversation with a driver, and he was like, because he rejoined the road, and I just see like he's somebody strange, like somebody that I know through a mutual person, and I was just talking, and he was talking about he's a heavy red, you know, the party wise, you know, political party. The red, he's talking about that is why we supposed to no, I say that is why you're not. I say it had nobody there to help you. And he actually agreed. He was like, yeah, really and truly, none of them good. Yeah, so he come to his senses that none of them good. But you know Jake always just looking for an answer for something, and they believe that trusting in these governments, trusting in these people is that it gonna help them. Right? We feel Rowley gonna help him. Rowley's a sellout. If he come like gonna help him, but that's a hidden.
The hidden ain't gotta look out for you.
The two options they have is death. It's basically death.
You know them deal with camera and them like how we deal with Cyrus son.
One of Jason would be like that.
Yeah.
Two of them
Two
of them in Jack there.
And they would not, no matter what it is, you're not going to get, yeah man. You understand? They're not going to get no help. You understand? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't finish this here. No, I finished this sound, I'll come back to that after, but go ahead. Let's bring this here, because you mentioned something, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 3. It says, an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in the authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And in due time the Lord will do that, and that is who Yahweh Shai. Right? He was, hey, we don't know this place, don't have no good rulership. Right?
And it's not no good to come from it. Everything is downhill right now.
What the book of Proverbs say? It say what it say as a Proverbs 28 verse 15, as a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the people. So it is. What do you expect? You know?
Like this week you're talking to a co-worker and I say, no, they have to give you and they have to give you.
Yeah.
I say, hey, they don't have to give you nothing.
Trusting in broken.
Yeah, broken with that, yeah,
Yeah, they have to give you. You know,
the only thing they're going to give all is a chip. You understand? Because that is what going to be made mandatory. Yeah, the UBIs, universal basic income. You know, these things are going to look up. Like, you know, the time we're in right now, go and look it up. You know? What, Jake? Bring it to
So the Daniel 12, or verse 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
It said, at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand for the children of thy people. And this is something that going and take place, and this is something that has to take place. Because divine intervention has to happen to help men from what is going to take place. Because scripture say like a roaring lion.
Hey,
You understand?
Jake, that beautiful thing you bring on here. So let me just read this here for you to add to what you're saying, right? Anybody say divine? Go ahead, you say.
They say like a royal lion. But when he come out with all these different devices, you know, we don't see any the ones he have on the front line. Mosquito blowing up your forehead and all kind of thing. Eventually things he had behind the scenes. You understand? The kind of thing, the kind of technology that he have waiting the permanent objection, because obviously there are some people who go along with it and there are some who fight against it. And when that time to fight against it, those fight against it, they have things put in place to keep them subject.
like even Venezuela, they thought that the battle would be an ordinary.
Yeah.
They wasn't expecting anything. High class.
High class.
Even though a man get betrayed, even though it had been switch-off mechanisms, men wasn't expecting no real radio waves, no waves coming and frying men brain and thing.
And just imagine you have a government telling you we use a particular technology that fry people's brains, and men comfortable with it, you know. Just as they mentioned already, that so how we need that divine intervention. We need the Lord. We need the Lord. It have no way. You know that Jake. going and believe that they can fight against Esau. You can't. What Trump said, he called it the discombobulator. That is what he calling it. Right? Understand? Yeah, it's a real kind of. But you see, there's a fight at Esau because what you kind of names are giving it is like a foolish, you know, a child.
But I think that is an actual term, the discombobulator.
No, the discombobulator is a
It's a
term.
confusion.
But he's using it because he say some. I believe they use what the technology that they use, it actually make people get ripped up. Some of the men that they hit from Cuba, they say they find them in pieces, and it wasn't bombs that blew them up.
Yeah.
So Trump mentioned it to be the discombobulator. It's a particular technology that they're using to that I think it's frying your brain, but with it I think it could actually cut you up now.
I think it's like kind of like a microwave beam or something.
Yeah, it's a good explanation to give it, and it's about sickness. It's about sickness. They call it the Havana. It's Havana. These sickness or something like that. When they go and look it up, it's actually when they get it don't have no recovery from it then.
Like
but when they get it, it is have you.
yeah.
Yeah, it is have you. You can't think. Your brain like a go now. So let me just read this here for you, right? Were they not calling us conspiracy theorists? Remember when it had the Maui fire?
Yes.
We had the fire in LA, and brothers was doing videos with the lasers and thing, and people were saying, this conspiracy and that. No, what here is? Just in, U.S. government says it has direct energy weapons and is killing them. So your government telling you they have direct energy weapons. Go and look it up. It's on legit news. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. I'm telling you so. Right? Go and look it up. It's on all the news pages for the past month. Right? But this was this came out earlier this month.
Forest fires in Hawaii.
Yeah. But
You see, another time shall Michael stand up, the great prince who standeth for the children of thy people. They say, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation.
yeah, because also like we mentioned before, what you can't think Esau have. You feel them things was before? No, as the brother said, mosquito could fry your brain, the discombobulator. Like Trump said, President Trump told the Post a secret weapon he calls the discombobulator was crucial to the U.S. raid that captured Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro, saying it disabled enemy equipment and led to the Jan 3rd arrest without a single American casualty. They never got their rockets off. They had Russian and Chinese rockets and they never got one off. We came in, they pressed buttons, nothing worked. They were all set for us. So well, everything fried.
And you see, all this at the same time is the Lord building up so pride in it. Because whenever you win a victory, every victory you win, they say what they say, I shall sit as a lady forever. You're going to bring her afterwards, like Isaiah 47.
Yep.
That is spirit that they're in. They always winning. Well, they're close to Vietnam, and you know, generally they never ready. Nobody ever come on the soil, and that's already gangster them. They always want to go on somebody else's soil and interfere with them and more or less have the upper hand. So, they right now they're in that spirit as, you know what, we could always have something to win. And like any boxer who are accustomed winning, you don't think anybody can beat you one day until they get one good cuff between see and smell and lie down flat on the ground. And that is so. Right now they're being built up for the hardest fall that a nation ever experienced in history. You understand? Okay. They're going to be utterly wasted. Utterly wasted. You understand? See, it's even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And that is why it's so important to do the things that we're doing. Because we want that when that time comes, be written in that book. Just like as just say, they say, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? You understand? We want to be one of those men that receive that mercy. We don't want to get caught up like these other people out there and to be begging. You know, just be begging for help and carry. You know it is to be drowning out in the sea and nobody there to pull you out. We don't want to be in that predicament. You understand? We don't want to be in that predicament. We understand that what coming here is nothing good. That's why we're not trying to hold on to nothing here or trying to make names. So we see we looking for we want we name written somewhere that they can see it. You understand? Not in no Hall of Fame and them kind of shit that they had on here. You know, like how in Hollywood just play them on a star on the walkway, and that is not what we're looking for. You understand? We looking to how we looking at when it is the Lord return, we counted as one of the number.
That's right. You finish? No, what?
Yeah, finish off anything now. I'm gonna finish it up.
See a time like never before? There you go, and that is where it is. Right, the kind of troubles that are going to happen to this on this place, man, is a time like never before. That's why we need the Lord. The man, or you actually either
actually Isaiah.
You see, even now, look at even now. I was talking to a coworker just last night, and I explained the sheep. I was like, so look at all the people right now in the breadline. You understand? Look at all the people right now that do even, like the Lord just take care of you even now. You understand? Right now, it's real people who don't even have a job to be able to feed themselves or the family, that have no family to rely on. Nothing. You understand? And all that showing, even in the time of the pandemic, when it was going on, had brothers who would lose their jobs, had things was difficult. I personally experienced, they literally had to move me from the location I was looking at.
Yep.
And the Lord created somebody, one of my supervisors had to put me somewhere else to still get to work. You understand?
And it goes to show the trust that you have in the Lord. Because while you did that, and he was like the trouble, but it had other men were still in the congregation to go and take the to go and take the job. You know? And again, it goes to show. No matter what you're going through, you have to understand that the Lord is our helper. You know?
And even with the pandemic, is that I remember telling my brother and my cousin that time they were working for a company. Two of them work, I say, yo, don't take that shot in it. Say, nah, but I think. And when they do the shot, they go on and take it. And right now, when I say so often, it happens frequently when my brother gets sick. To the point where he telling me now, his fingernails looking like it's turning green.
Yeah, because that is actually, go and look it up, that's a symptom that people gain from that.
And then you have more information being released where they're coming out and saying now that, hey, it never had no pandemic. You understand? It was just population control.
Who did say that recently? Is BG?
Yeah.
Gates?
Yeah.
I think he did say that, and I think that it was just to see how people will comply.
And the funny thing about it is say once the Lord not with you, now if you're going down, you don't. Because even if, let me say if somebody didn't do that, if the Lord not with you, and it's the same thing going to happen in disaster to come. Now by scripture, now the Lord say, my servant shall. If you're not one of the Lord's servants, you could push on the chest and see you taking on TV, you're going on starve. You're going on starve. You're not going on TV, you're going to starve. So that all goes back to the same point. The Lord had to be with you in that time. Or else you're not, is either go and take it. The scripture say what they say. They that are saved by the sword are better than they that are saved by famine. And so there will be people that will starve to death in that time.
Yeah.
That's right. If you
right.
want to say me taking it right, we're not going to have food, we're going to eat. What you going to eat? You got to eat people.
And that is what the Lord said. It will be well with his servant. You know? Because why? Because they put a trust in him. For his servant shall what? Eat. But he shall be what? Hungry.
Say we shall boil my son today. And tomorrow we shall eat your son. I have a reason why they were saying that, because people was literally eating dung at nothing at all.
I know when I say that.
You understand?
You know, they are pondering that because I believe it was Ezekiel. Was Ezekiel the Lord to tell? Was Ezekiel?
Where the calves down?
Yeah.
Ezekiel, calves down.
But I think he did say first was man's dung.
Man's down first, yeah.
So imagine at that present time to be in that state of mind when the Lord tell you, hey, you gotta eat man's dung. So imagine for this time here now.
You know the crazy thing about it? The men of the Lord, the Lord will give them food.
Yeah.
But for the dresser, they didn't trust in the Lord.
Like them meal, yeah.
I say it shall be well with thee. You know?
Well, that's just to be in our mindset that a man had to put that he had to put man's dung in his mouth, man.
Even still, when you look at the scripture, say what I have done, all to stand.
Yeah,
You understand? All these different scriptures say what all written aforetime and written forward in him. Tell us these things for a reason. Yeah, you say a just man falls 7 times. Yeah, it say the narrow path is a difficult road, but it's supposed to be doing what the Lord require because very untrue. When that time, when the doors close, pardon, I'm not sorry after that. when the doors to the ark close, I'm not sorry after that. I know I want to try harder now, or I want to do this now, or I want to stop doing that now. Once the doors close, that is it. Now I say what this that is in the Esdras. You see when praise and repentance was open unto them, they understood not what despised them. You understand? Now is the time to do what you're supposed to be doing. Don't wait until that time. And then you know say, have I not prophesied in thy name? You understand? You don't want to hear depart from me.
I have not known you. That's a faithful thing.
I tell you, yeah.
I have a piece of it very quick.
Yeah.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 11. They said that the Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in a time of evil and in time of affliction. So even in that time that we may go through with as the Lord said, it shall be well with thy remnant, you know, hopefully we have that. That even the enemy is going to treat you. The enemy is going even to you might be hungry and the Lord put that in an enemy spread. A hidden spread that you. Look something in. You understand? Yeah. Yeah. You know?
Like what we see accounts of these things. What happened to Joseph? Joseph was at a place where nobody didn't know him. And the Lord put it in our way so that he ended up being what the second most powerful man in Egypt.
Yeah. Can.
You understand? The Lord could do that. He could do that. Bread could turn to stone real no more. Yeah. Stone could turn to bread real no more. If the Lord will listen. Ravens feed men and feed. You understand? Men multiply oil and like these things are not impossible for the Lord to do what you have to do.
The Lord do what? Just call it manna, right? The Lord could do many things. You understand? So you call a man, but I mentioned before, the Father who are all spirits, right? So you don't have to worry. There's the thing about it, you know, man, you don't have to worry because you know you're the Lord there with you. That is where your faith, your belief, you know, the trust in the Lord come in. And we enter into that time because that is what we're going to need. I know.
And even if you had to get it's still good. It's still good because we're staying here for. Any time when that happening, war, pestilence,
Famine.
Tita, wild beasts,
Famine.
all them different things happening, right? What it have to salvage here? Besides the little system, you have nothing more to stay here for. Nothing. And that time is when you can consider time finishing. You understand? We're staying here for. Because all you're going to be, even if you scripture say, well, you're trying to save your life, you'll lose it.
That's right.
You try to freaking stay here, salvage your life. He's not going to treat you nice.
That's right.
Even if he act like it now, when things establish, he's going to show you how we are. He's doing it to everybody. You didn't know. The Prime Minister is a good example. The one who was supposed to be taken over from Maduro is our next example. When they finish it, they'll show you away. They don't ever keep the word. So you try to save your life here? Alright, I take the MOTB so the one next month. You're living on UBI, you'll be injecting things into you. You might be the first test subject. You understand? You might be the very first test subject for whatever abominable thing, whatever gene editing thing or whatever abominable thing they want to do. You might be one of the first test subjects. Because they are not covenant keepers, they are covenant breakers.
Let me bring that one thing for you as you mentioned that. I go straight into what you're talking about.
That is how they does roll. They don't ever keep the word. They to themselves and for themselves all the time.
The scripture still I'm going to bring this first here and then I'll go to the next verse. It's in the book of Psalm chapter 55 and I'm going to read from verse 20. It says, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You understand? That's what you're talking about. Esau, Edom. You understand? That is what it is. You can't trust. Yeah, you go. You can't trust. You can't trust them. You better mention, they say what the covenant breakers they call them. Let's look at the track record of the kind of things Esau did.
I can't turn to one point in history when Esau made a covenant.
Yep.
Not one.
What was the guy, there was a guy, I remember sharing the video. You know, man, he shared a history of America making deals throughout how much years, like real years, right? So picture America coming into inception, and he went through like different accounts of where they make deals with different countries, right? And every single time, America break every single one.
Spread their witness.
You understand?
Man of
You break
sin.
every one. and the man was literally joining out fair like he was calling it the year, what the deal was made, and showing it by documents who break it. You understand? Every one was American.
But the scripture say, can Ethiopian change his skin
Yeah.
or leopard spots? This devil not gonna change. This man, he will always be a liar. Like, we were the liar for the beginning. You understand? He will always be a liar.
You
That is
have
what-
your father.
You know, I want Manuel sing when Esau was tormenting the wolf and say, Ego was tormenting the wolf. Like, Ego, why do you torment that thing so? It's what I do. That is all they know how to do.
Oh, that
in
wickedness.
them. It's in them. They can't help it.
They can't help it. The Jeremiah 13 verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to evil. Right?
Impossible.
Accustomed to do evil. Sorry, it's like accustomed to do evil. Impossible. They actually, there's a reason why they call them what the wicked. Right? They was given these kind of names. There's a reason why Esau, Edom, even when they travel and go to different nations, the nations have a particular evil name for them. Some call them what? The red devil. You understand? Some of them is called them Satan. Right? And all these rest of names that they give them. You know, it's always some, as they use the words, diabolical. You know? Some diabolical name. Right? Well, they bear witness. Again, this is the man that they're dealing with. They say, we go to the book of Sirach. Right? Sirach chapter 14. And let me read from verse 4. They say he that gathereth by the fraud of his own soul, gathereth for others that shall spend his goods righteously. They say he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. So he that is evil to himself, how shall he be good? Oh! Right? Again, the track record of Esau, they're just not right. Right? They was given that spirit to do what? Wickedness.
But it's the second way to say that, right? It's in the spirit. When you look at Jake, Jake is one of the most smallest and most merciful nation that exists. Even though they're wicked enough.
Yep.
Even though Jake wicked, they always quick to show mercy to somebody, even heathens. You understand? They'll be more merciful to heathens than heathens be to them because of inherent righteousness in them.
Yep.
The same with Esau. Esau that just watch a man thing and be like, hey, I want what you have. You understand? You shouldn't have that. I should have that. That is how the mindset thing.
Yep.
They can see you with something and be happy for you. You understand? It just embedded in them. That piece of plenary.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Alright, you see they Malachi 1, I'll start from verse
Start from 1.
from 1. Alright. Malachi 1 verse 1, it say the burden of the word of Jehovah to Israel by Malachi. It say, I have loved you, say Jehovah. It say, yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? And I know that what Jake did is the thing. I hear Jake say this many times. Why? How you mean God love you? Why do you try to be going through these things? But they lack understanding. They don't realize that this is a process we're going through, and also we answering for the things that we did. They don't catch it, right? They say was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord. It's saying, yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau, and I laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. It say, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and rebuild the desolate places. It said, thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
And that's what the Lord saying. The Lord saying what they go building on, but he shall do what he showed up. You understand? Phillies will come back into power. Mad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will throw down. They say,
I know something here. So post how many there. So like here who I'm watching. See the man who no pass on television. Them is who you call them is I believe 12 try some up on the side. I think they just call this on the church side. See the fringes around me yeah, the fringes around here.
Jacket.
So I think they just be in Matura when you the church side. This wanted to show the brothers and something. Now guy just passed and so long again that's an example of Jake knowing who they are. Right? Jake knowing who they are and no excuses for not knowing who they are. You understand? Right?
they say, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
So, so pause right there. Break it down, mate, and get something.
Yeah, so they say what they say. Esau is the only nation that will ever refer to that for the border of wickedness. There's a reason for that. Sons of God, sons of men.
Sons of you, wicked.
Sons of the wicked. And Esau is the only nation that ever had that categorizing. And that is the reason why this kingdom that they rule in is the worst kingdom that ever existed. Even though it might be the strongest in terms of military might, it's the worst kingdom in terms of the abominableness that has taken place.
They multiply it.
Can. They just dig through history. History have good and have bad. You understand? How do you see how they see knowledge of good and evil? History has knowledge of good and evil. It have examples of what happens when you do the right thing and examples of what happens when you do the wrong thing. You understand? Esau take all the information of the wicked, all the information of the wicked, and practice it. Put it in one big bubble and apply that to society. You understand? Whereas righteous things he cast to the side. So what I telling you? What category does he fall in? You understand? He had all the chances to be correcting and still do wickedness.
Still choose to do.
Nebuchadnezzar can still say, yeah boy, the God of heaven really, yeah boy. Cyrus can still be like, yeah boy. God, you think Esau? Nah. Nah. You understand? Esau not on that. I think technically this wicked one, they can't do it totally and when you're rotten from the inside.
Alexander.
Antiochus Epiphany. He cannot do it too. He started rotten when you say you almost die.
Now
but
Antiochus was like wicked, you know?
Yeah, he was to the extreme.
Yeah.
You understand?
Extreme wickedness.
And he not even as wicked as the ones today. Because the ones today, they
go beyond. Because what they do every time it's like this. Every time something happens, the next generation would take what happened and increase.
Yeah, forward it.
They will forward it more. So that is when the scriptures mention evil shall increase. But remember, it referencing like times before. Now let me bring what I'm going to show you what I said, right? We go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14. Chapter 14, and let's go straight to the point, right?
Now somebody I know who doesn't nowhere close to our
Say 2nd Ezra 14 verse 16. It say, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So it says it's a greater evils than thou hast seen happen thereafter. Because here why? It's like this. It had homosexuality before. But what went on is that they do what? What they did today is take that and they do what? They increase. They make it get what? Worse. You understand? Now they start to do what? Change. Because it used to, don't get tired.
Dressing the clothes.
Yeah, I don't want to in Greek and Roman culture, they used to do what? They used to, as you better say, now they would say cosplay. Right? So they would cosplay as a woman when they dress that way you get some of the festivals and some of the stuff from, right? But today what they do, instead of cosplaying, they do a whole change. So the evils increase. You understand? It increase.
Imagine it's so bad now that a man will date a woman. A woman. A man will be with a man and not even know it's a man. That's how bad it is, isn't it? It's like your woman not getting pregnant and you can't figure out why because you tried so hard. Not knowing you literally with a man don't realize. That's how bad it is. Like your brother said, one way beyond cosplay. You understand? Way beyond just dress it up, but now
we're going with beyond.
you can't even tell. Confusion on 1000.
Yeah, no, I wanted to bring something here, right? They mentioned, let's read over what you say they call them what? Sorry, don't read about. They say they call them what? The border of wickedness. And you realize when they mentioned that is the things that they would do to reference that they were. It is called the border of wickedness for a reason. Right? Obviously they would do wickedness, they would do wickedly. So this is the wicked shall do wickedly. So when let me read something here, right? They say ICE has detained the 2-year-old girl in Minneapolis despite the judge ordering the baby's release.
To do a video on
right?
The camp that had the little trail on them.
The camp, yeah, and what it was doing, I believe some of the information came out that there was actually, you know?
Yeah, no, you'd expected.
There was too many kids now. Right?
He saw love to do that. Anytime that has something with a hole, anything they have captain with a hole, listen to that.
Right?
What's that about? The adult child don't beg it no matter. What's that about? He's so
I want to bring something else here.
Remember the situation the Israeli soldiers and the male captives and pulling behind the shield? Well, what's that about hole? What's that about hole? He saw what's going on. No matter.
I want to bring something else here quick. Let's just show you some of the things they're doing, right? But I want to find the exact one. And I ain't seen it, man.
What do the people that say? Pray for the peace. You get better. You understand? When has things ever gotten better?
When? When?
Open door out. Not going to get better. It's like, it's like you talk about the contractions, like the birth pains. You understand? If that birth pain represents things just getting this and this.
Yeah, morning.
It's not going to get better. It's going to go bad until eventually it crumbles completely. They say, as in Revelation, they say, but she is not healed. You understand? Babylon is not going to be healed. They have no bringing it back. You're not going to make nothing great again. None of that shit will happen. Everything going to go down until it crash. When they say what the bigger they are,
they fall. Remember, this is a woman. They reference themselves like a woman at touch, right? But the scriptures mention represent that, you know. And when imagine not being touched and not get touched for the first time, right? I'm trying to get this thing to start here and get a little trouble. Hold on, right? Let's start.
It's going to be very unpleasant for that person.
Right. Right. So this is. Let's read some of these stuff here, right? This is say call on the border of wickedness. Say dealing with the literally are very wicked people, right? So this is going into so this was I don't know a video on this. I just want to read it. I just want to read some of the things that came out within the days. Say this was a woman. She was in front of a hotel. Right? It's an old video. I believe men must see it. from previous times because it was shared. But she was in front of the hotel and she was screaming, insane, they ate human flesh. They say what the 21-year-old Gabriela Rico Jimenez claimed hysterically is now collaborated by the Epstein files. Now when they go into the files, I'm going to read something here. Right? Now, I don't want to show this picture because this picture thing, right? But it's a, maybe I'm missing something here, but it is a bit mental to me that a group of the highest profile people in the world got together and said, let's all go to an island and have, you know, with children, right? Parties, and then also let's remember to continually document loads of blatant and incriminating evidence of it. Now, this is a person that was doubting, but the reason why they had the tapes is not because they was blackmailing, right? They just wasn't taping it because they wanted to know there was blackmailing. Somebody meant they had to get them in an order, not to get them in an order, they had to get them on tape. A good thing to watch is like Black Mirror. Black Mirror is a series, I believe, on Netflix, but it had a particular episode where some men, they blackmailed the president and they had him sleep with a pig, right? And when he wake up, when he see the video, he couldn't even remember that he did that, right? I can't remember how they do it. I think some machine they use was a tiny brain, and you know. This is our next news here. It says Israeli strikes killed 29 Palestinians, including children. That sound good to you? That is actually breaking. If you go into like ISO rules and regulations when it comes to like war, it's actually illegal. Especially mine.
I like to tell you how wicked that devil is, eh? But he telling the president of Iran, if you kill any more protesters, we go come in.
Guys are godly mindset. So it's a silly God. Already and truly, when God make rules, he make it for you. You understand?
That's the himself.
Now, yeah. You say he most times in heaven, he does whatever he please. That is the kind of spirit that he saw us go about pushing out the chest. Like if he's in that kind of thing, like he could do whatever he wants, but you have to do what he says. Right?
And just this week I was asking somebody that, you know, we was having a conversation, and I can't remember exactly how the talk went, but I tell them, I said the ruler and the servants don't have the same authority. The servants don't have the same authority as the ruler. You have to do what your ruler tell you to do.
But that is not the right to set by example. The king was subject to the same laws as the servants. That's all righteous system as well. The king, the same way the servant can lie, the king can lie like that. You understand? That's why when they have get the man by me, you understand? You have to get judged for that. Even though he was the one committing the action, it's who fought why the man dead because he went and cried to his wife. If he didn't do that, the man never died. He still had to answer for power take place. When David interfered with the man's wife and put up the dead, he had to answer for that. It's not because I the king I can kill a man and you can use as servant. No, that's not alright, just seconds as well. But Esau is go around making rules and they just break the very same rules that they make.
The covenant breakers, right?
That was in Boondocks. I don't know if it was in the actual thing or just a post. They're saying when politicians like to use politics, but when you lie to them, it's fraud. You understand? That's not how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to apply to everybody. That's how righteous system is. Lead by example. And I want to brother earlier, you say what they say, unrighteous king destroys his people. That is what's going on right now. As the king is, so is his subjects.
Yep.
Most of the people out here follow under the marvel after the beast, as the scriptures talk about. You understand? They're in that same vibration of this kingdom. They're not trying to free Babylon from a mental perspective. They're trying to be a part of this place. They want that American dream, as they talk about. They want the money in the car. You understand? That's what men looking for right now. In a place where Esau trying to take away, like the middle class is done like this. You understand? 1% is like this, and the middle class is just like this, and everybody else, and everybody trying to squeeze into that middle class place, and Esau just making legislations to push them outside. Because outside the elites, it's not going to have nobody in middle class. It don't have no middle class again after they done set up their system.
No, that was the plan. They cut off the middle class totally. They go, you have a rich and a
Rich
poor.
and poor, and the majority, 99 point something percent, going to be poor. You
Yeah, because only
understand?
1% is rich. No matter which one it is, you go, it's only always 1%. They don't ever be above that. And don't get tapped. A middle class is like considered like a millionaire as well too. Don't feel a millionaire is a rich. No, that is a millionaire is middle class.
This economy, probably back in the boomer days.
That
back
was-
in the,
yeah, yeah.
in the 1940s or 30s or something. But now $1 million because of inflation and certain things. $1 million is no money. But I have to come out and say $1 million can buy a proper house down there. To get financing to be to $1 million house down here, the amount of money you have to be making. Most people can't even buy $1 million house cash.
Like I remember when I was living in Bonham, and he would tell me, so he buy house for about $50,000. At that time,
Yeah,
I said
back
now,
then, yeah.
now house you buying property and house is 1 point something million.
For the same value of land. That shows how inflation gripping the place in just a couple of years. So right now, that the brother says, I've been $1 million or two. We even make you rich.
No,
Just make you $1 million
no,
loss.
because you remember too that if I mean obviously anybody go $1 million, but there are people making $1 million and two just like when you do stocks and so forth and so on, and I like they will tell you like if you never keep up with it, you just lose it. You understand? So like if you're going to look up the money, how to pay it fair, right? The money standards like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, to the money standards today. 40 years ago, 1,000 here was considered like high class. Now, 1,000 is considered poor. Back then, a millionaire would have been considered like a 2%. Now, a millionaire is considered like in the top, I think it's like 50, they say. Right? So, when they say like the rich versus the poor, they ain't talking about a millionaire. They're talking about them that beyond that.
Billions and trillions.
The simple man I was talking to, I was asking when you buy your first car, when you buy one of your cars when you was younger, he said the car, a new model car, showroom car, costing like about $15,000. What's your showroom car now? 200 and something thousand. What's the comparison in price? It's like what he's saying, when you look at the comparison from then to now, the inflation, it's skyrocket. And it's actually increasing rapidly now because of how they designing the economy to crash. Right now everything skyrocketing. Right now your pastor was supposed to go up by 60-something% or something like that.
But as you mentioned that,
What?
the other thing-
Pasta was supposed to go up by about 60-something% because of the imports and different things that they're passing. Pasta alone was supposed to go up by about 60-something%.
pasta alone, right?
Pasta alone. Like pasta, that's the pasta. So imagine for the other things that have the secrets gonna go up, all these different things going to go up. It might start to take grip by the time this come at the end of this month or so. That'll show you how inflation reaching, like in that short space of time, look how these prices just hike. And America is no different, same thing like other places. That's why all these people protesting. Right now in America, people can't pay the rent. In Canada, women literally have to go and bend the back just to have a place to stay for the night. All over it happening.
Things hard.
Tough in
Things
the
hard,
streets.
things tough.
Tough in the streets.
It's
But
tough.
as the Lord said, my servant shall eat. And that is why doing these things is important.
That's right.
We need that mercy.
I just keep talk about the Mississippi real quick. Second Ezra, chapter. Let me read from.
Need that mercy. And remember, right now we just floating on the saying goes. We just floating. And we understand what it is like to be in a lower state.
Yep.
So when the floating finish and everything collapse, it's not to say like if we had something to lose, so to speak.
Yep. This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 7. It said, everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his words and by faith whereby he believed. And so let's go straight into what God is saying. How you going to get saved? By your works and where you believe. You know?
Show me thy faith by thy works.
That's what it is. Person itself that you want to be saved and you want somebody to save you, that means you have to be in good standards with the person that is saving with. You can't expect your enemy to save you. You know? If you want a man in contention right through, right? And you fall down in a ditch and he passes and you want to save you, he not going to save you, he going to leave you right there.
Might even throw a stone on him.
Yeah.
You know, I have a Drake. I think Drake was saying that she was making shooting in the gym.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Men has used that popular saying for good reason. You wasn't there when times was hard, so you shouldn't be there when times good.
Yep.
Same concept. You wasn't trying to bear affliction for the word's sake. You wasn't doing the labors. You wasn't the planting the corn, but you want to raise the corn. That is not how it is go when it comes to the God's word. Yeah, just people say what work to make a corner election sure. This is something we're working towards. Labor, all these different terms of use. So we'll finish him out there, and then you'll go to me. Malachi 1 verse 4, you say, I'll read it up, right? Verse 4. You say, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. He said, thus saith the Lord of hosts. He said, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Build on what?
And I will throw down.
That's right.
They say, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh had indignation forever. So it's not going to change.
That's right.
You understand? I said God is the same yesterday, today. It's not, he's a
man
man
that
change it not.
Yeah.
You understand?
The man that changes not.
They say indignation towards him forever. He's not going to change his mind about it. He's always going to have his indignation towards him. So until the day he is completely wiped out. You understand? And he's going to fulfill that indignation in the kingdom. When men going to be under a rod of iron. After that, just get wiped out. Have no hope for them. We understand that is a reward in itself. The scriptures say what they say. They say that in Surah. They say it's a joy to see what the fallen enemy.
Yeah, Surah 25.
Right? That's what you waiting for.
Fall our enemies.
This is the patience and the faith of saints.
That's right.
To wait for these things, that they had an answer for the things that they did to us.
That's right.
Destroy them, that destroy the earth.
Yep.
All these different precepts. Where are they?
Yeah, that precept.
Yeah, that precept that just
Yeah.
Yeah. Psalm 58.
Psalm 50.
Yeah.
What?
Psalm 58, I'll start from verse 1. He said, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge? Let's see. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go straight to the point. He said, the wicked is strayed from the womb.
Yeah, straight from what?
From the womb, they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
So then from the womb, you understand, they come out wicked. You understand? That's what the Lord said. From the womb they come out wicked. So you can't expect them to be good. No matter how much time they try, they might profess that they look out right. In fact, that go back to like even some of the stuff they do when it comes to like history and so forth. They make Jake look like the wicked and they make themselves look like the good. That's Esau Edom. Yeah. The so-called white man will go into a place, right? Contaminate the water, destroy the people, right? Kill all the animals, make the land desolate. And I know what they will tell you? That was the people's fault. That was their fault. Right? As you write it, give me Psalms 140, start from verse 1.
Look how that perfect, yeah? Because did not Cain and Abel had the same mother and father? We didn't grow up in the same environment. But who was the wicked one? You understand?
Okay.
Because he was made to be out.
You can even draw Jacob and Esau.
Same mother and father,
Mhm.
same environment. Because what one was made to be righteous, and the other one was made to be wicked. You
Now
understand?
the Lord say create some forward for honor and some forward for dishonor. You can't change the Lord from doing that. You understand? You understand? What?
Yeah, 140.
Mm-hmm.
Say Psalm 140 verse 1. He said, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man."
Yeah, so say what? Read it over, Slack.
He said, "Deliver me, O Yahweh,
Yeah,
from the
deliver me.
evil man."
From the who?
Evil man.
From the evil man. Deliver me from the evil man. You understand? Now Esau Edom. Right? Deliver me from that evil, that wicked man, man. This is what he thinks he do. Them literally telling you, yeah, what's going on? We used to dismember, youths. We say they do the market, eat them. Go and read some of the documents. Go and look up some. I was reading some, I was looking up some, and you will see the kind of atrocities Esau's doing. Right? The kind of atrocities. And even in the midst of that, right? You know what Stein say? I just say the Stein. You know what Stein say? When they ask him what kind of people to bring, he say make sure and bring them, young, make sure and bring them thing. He say, but I do want no black woman. Go and look it up. If you the joke I'm making, go and look it up.
I say evil things.
But it goes through also the hatred that they have. No, it's a good thing. Because you know what Esau would I do? Them Israelite women, them Jacob women, come on. Why be real? Yeah, if they're already doing that to thing, imagine what they would do to Jake. So technically it's a good thing. But it also it shows the other side that the hatred that they have for us. And who says that? They were actually doing that. Somebody, if you go and look up some of these states in America, Israelite children will go missing, right? They'll be taken up and thing, and they would never even send out a warning, right? They would even send, because what is going is that when I try missing and the report coming, they're supposed to send out every phone is given a warning. They don't even do that for Jake, for Jake's children.
When you look at like the statistics that show how much children is going missing, and some thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
And a lot of the time, the peak times has been like around the same time.
Yeah, they're rituals, they're solstice. You understand?
Oh, even as one of the US, one of them little children going trick or treating, never coming back home. You understand? It's disappearing. All these things, you gotta pay for all these things. Shedding blood. Say the land.
That's right. And then it be cleansed by what?
Not shedding.
Yep, that's right. That go back to like what you're saying, the creation of the saints. What you mark in Revelation? Those that lead in the captivity shall go into captivity. And they that kill with the sword must be killed with the sword. That is righteous judgment. Right? So go back in the Psalms.
Yeah. He said, "Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man,
Yeah, preserve me from that violent man. Go ahead.
which imagine mischief in their hearts."
What you kind of names? The scriptures give Esau violent, bloodthirsty, wicked.
For that wickedness, pieces, amen.
Yeah.
How can I?
Nothing positive.
You understand? Nothing positive. There's nothing positive.
Vile beast.
The vile. Satan, you get him. You understand? Go ahead.
They say what they imagine mischief, not go back to what they say. They say when the morning is light, they are
practice it.
because of the power they have.
Go ahead, bring that.
He said, yeah.
He
said-
said, no, you got that.
He said, verse 2, which imagine mischief in their hearts continually,
So what? Continually, never stop.
are they gathered together for war.
For what?
For war.
Yeah, that's humanity, you know. Continually, the mindset is on to do what mischief, wickedness. You understand? We scripture mention wisdom and not malicious, so, right? You have it?
They can never have wisdom in them. Because they're malicious.
No, but they are wisdom and wickedness.
Wisdom.
You understand?
They say, but Skipper say, well, they say the wicked, the wisdom of the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Yeah.
See,
And they had a party, they had a perfect. The knowledge of wickedness, they are perfect. They search all that wickedness. You understand?
The scripture say they make what diligent search.
E plus minus squared in C on how to do that, on how to do wickedness.
Let us see about the perfection of the saints. They did the perfection of the left hand side.
Yeah.
Imagine going into people's DNA and say, let me do this and see.
That's when he's studying Pitt's brain and altering the moods, like they were doing that bull, I think it was.
Yeah, there's no, yeah, see that.
Making the bull angry at will. Like, yo. Now you say don't spend your time trying to do not to control our mind. So they might have 2 verse 1 and say, woe to them that devise iniquity
Yeah.
and work evil upon their beds.
And do what?
Work evil upon their
That
beds.
is what they do, right? The kind of wickedness there's be doing, man. You understand? That I remember it was what clip it was? I believe it was Simpsons. You know they always have a famous clip. But this is an old clip. This was even before, you know, thing. And they got clip. It's on the table, remember?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. It's on the table and conspire.
Conspiring what we could bring onto them next, you know, what we should do, what we should release onto them. That's what it is thing. That you saw them. You feel all these lab leaks like you're mentioning. They have a lab leak coming from China, and a thing. Come on, how leak? Matter of fact, why are they doing that kind of testing in the first place?
I see a person made a video about that was saying I think I was studying biology and I was telling the biology teacher to say a bacteria is something natural, a virus is something
Created.
man-made.
Yeah.
And the teacher here then say it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Because they know what I was saying is true. A bacteria is something natural in the environment. A virus is something that was altered.
Yeah, what they do, they take what is all do, they also take like normal sickness, and they splice it so much. That is why, like when you read things like SARS, right? SARS, I believe what they were saying, SARS is like the normal, what they would name as a normal colon. But due to the fact that they splice it and they do so much things with it,
They modify
they
it,
get
yeah.
20, SARS 20 and all kind of thing, you know, they modify it.
They get a C19.
What is this guy name? Is Oppenheimer. What will you do? What you do? Split the atom. You understand? Split the atom. What you kind of wickedness? You know?
What is benefiting you to split that up? You have nothing better to do with your time.
We say after he created, we say for become all the destroyer. Worlds. Some like guys wanna eat quotes. You know. Let's see if I get it here. So I'm gonna tell you Oppenheimer famous quote.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah.
They say when the morning is light, they practice it because this is the power of their hand. Right? And we know who are our power right now, these elites. These trees with banking families and so forth. They have the power to do these things. They have the manpower, they have the resources, they can tell men here what is going on. You see, you I don't ever want you doing nothing else besides this. And them men working day and night, sleepless nights developing these things.
Yeah. There's talk about the labor, right? He said let's talk about the labor force. But go and look up what the elites is doing like in these sweatshops. It's called sweatshops. Or if you get Nike, if it is getting Nike, if Nike really go to abide by work laws, you will never get a Nike the way the time it's supposed to be.
And they wouldn't benefit as much as they're supposed to because by paying them less, they make more. As people say, well, they say the workman is worthy of his wage. All our wickedness they're doing, people paying them hungry amounts for what they're supposed to be paid. I'm going to right, just wait this for it.
So when the wicked and rule, what the people want? More. You understand? What is it? No, but what I will do, I will put the finish of this. I'll read it and then we'll go to Revelation 6.
Alright.
You
Say,
when you Revelation 6. Boss, you will put them there.
Say, verse 2, it say, and they covered fields and take them by violence.
By what?
by violence.
Again, it's always goes about what the military power. You see, what did somebody say? This beast was more diverse than the rest. There's a different beast of the world.
So they have oil and so on.
Yeah, oil. We just say democracy. You need some democracy. You understand? Need some freedom. Yeah, you know, and then make up some kind of shit when they say the government doing and people believe it and you know.
So out and pumping criminals into our society.
We need to take over this land. They're dumping drugs. Drugs are coming in by the boat. Yeah, all kind of bullshit. You know, they make up all kind of excuses. That's the money dealing with. And then they come and do with the violence. They come and take over by violence. Come with the weaponry. Because where's one of these so blessing? The sword.
And I will see him ruling with.
And you see what they say?
You can
Live
do
by
this.
sword.
You die by sword.
Where's the revelation? I'd say King David tell the Lord to hide him from the wicked, which is what? Thy sword. Call them the Lord's sword. That's what the Lord is used. You understand? Bridget?
Say, it's true, they say they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses are taken away. So the oppressed man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Even a man in what? His heritage, right? You understand? That's what they do, man, oppress. Right, does it?
Revelation, eh?
Nah. Which revelation?
6.
No, I wanted to continue with
Oh,
the Psalm.
any Psalms?
Go ahead. As you write it, keep it. I can find a piece of but this is the famous quote from Oppenheimer, right? Now I am become dead, the destroyer of worlds. Right? That was his statement he made. Well, a famous statement I should say, because he after he made the atomic, right? Split the atom, created that. Remember, you get to see the kind of destruction that he would have caused. So that was his statement right after. He say become like death. And there is reference that go back straight to Revelation. Even I can't remember the woman. The brothers always mention the woman, man, who write the book. She write the book, the White Horse, the Pale Horse, right? You might she the thing. I can't remember she name offhand. But go ahead. Read Revelation.
6 and 8, right? He said, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on it was Death. And hell followed with him, and power.
Read it over, Salah. Read it over.
Right. He said, Revelation 6 verse 8, he said, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse,
Pale Horse, yes.
and his name that sat on it was Death.
His name that sat on it was what?
Death.
Was death. The scripture is calling him like on to what death are getting Habakkuk. Come on, please. Which one? 2. I think it's 4. You see, like on to what? As death, man. As death. Go ahead.
And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth,
Yes, so power is the fourth part. Go ahead.
to kill with sword, and with hunger,
To kill with the sword, and that is what they do. What you kind of weaponry you so have, man? What I don't read for you is what? Direct energy weapons, right? The discombobulator, you know? And that is what you think about this. Every time Esau put out a weapon, it's because they have a technology way beyond
advanced,
that.
yeah.
You know, with this guy, it's our interview from this guy. I mentioned, look it up. An ex-FBI, it's an ex-CIA FBI agent, a director, and he was going into some of the technology they had since the 60s and 80s. He's saying what we're showing all now, we already had back then.
But I'm ace in the whole stuff.
Yeah, there are aces in the hole. That's what you're saying. What we're showing all now, he's one of the guys that I actually watched that mentioned that the government wants to do an alien invasion. That they already had the technology since the 80s with the source on it, but in their own form. They don't have it like the Lord, obviously, but they want to like fake it now.
mimicking the Lord.
Mimicking. Because with the scripture mentioned, he said liking himself like he's God.
Yeah.
That's what we paraphrasing.
I watched an article, I think it was this week.
Remember that one that said Ezekiel 36 also? I think Ezekiel 36. But go ahead.
When I finish.
Nah, you go ahead.
Article was talking about Okay, I saw it this week article, and one of the ADP might come out and admit that data's manipulating the weather.
Wait,
Right.
Cloud. Oh,
Cloud
that's called
seeding,
cloud
cloud
seeding.
seeding.
Yeah, that literally come out and say data's manipulating the weather. You understand? So all these different like I remember at that time I was seeing somebody do a video and I got a snowstorm. And when you look at the storm, when you look at the ice that fall, ice wasn't even melting.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like it's long time them doing this. Them now start to do this and do these things long time. Right? They did the kind of things that they just study. And when you studying these things, it's not like a movie. Sonny with a chance of meatballs. What was that
What's the movie?
It's an old
Sonny with a chance of meatballs. It was a place where a man was having real hunger problems. So the man created a machine to be able to manipulate the weather to rain food to be able to help the people. It was a stupid concept, but the reason why he created the machine was to help feed people, right? Okay, sometimes he used to rain pizza. He could change it to rain wherever it is he wanted. But the reason why he created the machine again was to be able to help feed the individual. When Esau created all these weather manipulation things, it's not for it could only be for it's not just like this place about drought and he trying to make sure he get rain. That not what he mind. It's to be weaponized, to be used against humanity to their benefit. That is how data look at things. I say when he do it good, he do it unwillingly. Even if he help you, his objective wasn't to help you.
Even if he do something and come out good, he going back to the drawing board. He had to change that.
That wasn't the plan.
That wasn't the plan.
Remember?
He had to reverse that plan.
Like you say like how they show people who does give charity, like organizations who does give charity, they just not pay as much taxes as they're supposed to. So when they're paying that charity, it's not because they're trying to help you, it's because they're trying to help the self and you just happen to get help in the process. That's how they just do things. It's not for the sincerity of actually giving or wanting to help somebody. That's how they just look at things. It's always about their benefit. If they're not benefiting, it's not happening. You understand? It's a hungry train all over the world. They went to get them two little bowl of rice and they're injecting things in the hand, okay, using them as subjects. You understand? It's not for the sincerity of actually helping.
Yeah, I'm going to bring a quick piece up here. The book of Ezekiel 28, it was 28, not 28, 28. It said, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus said the Lord God, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. That's what these fellas think. Believe yourself it's God. That is why they always want to, you go make life and you could prolong life and all this other stuff that they do.
You don't need women, we could form children incubators, artificial incubators, artificial wombs and all these different things. Like they're ready to them in the shit right now. Because they more or less had the wisdom of human. They have all that. Even though right now China and Russia start democracy. They have a lot of wisdom pertaining to like technology and so forth.
Thiemann is the German. That way there's always telling the German technology is the best.
But they didn't take the scientists on them. So
they didn't take any scientists after thing.
So they have a lot of that wisdom and they're using it on the left hand side to their benefits.
But what did the Lord say? The Lord said that there shall be no wisdom in Thiemann. They're going to get cut off. They will fail and they can't. So just thinking. And that's going on fail.
But for now, it's serving a purpose. Why? Because it's puffing them up and making them feel like they have a chance in this thing. And at the same time, they're going to multiply the money. You get away with something once, you get away with it twice. Every Jake know that. You get away with something a few times, you're going to keep doing it until something happens to you. And that is so right now. They will keep getting away with what they're getting away with until the time comes that they will get away with
that appointed time that they reserve unto.
You know, when that time comes, they're not going to get away with it anymore. That is when everything done. And like sometimes you might you might, like you say something bad and work. You do yourself a good while, you get catch, and the boss might be like, I give you one more chance. Don't do it, sir. He's still not going to get one more chance. That's going to be the last straw. From that, it's just done.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Finish it?
Finish it. You finish it? Finish it now.
Right. So you say, and power is given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, with the beast of the earth, so that is what they will use. You understand? And what kind of things he bringing with him? The death. The sword what? The sword farming and all?
Say, to kill with sword, hunger, with
Sword,
death,
hunger.
with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
Yeah, man. Yep.
That's what you say what I say, should I point that to them?
Yep.
Sword to slave. All the states going to be coming up on this place. All the states going to come on this place. As powerful as we saw, there's no reason why the building them holds in Iraq, you know, because even them can't be around with the kind of things that going to take place. They can't defend themselves against nuclear destruction. And when these spirits start to activate in these animals and these people, they cannot be around these things. They have to be somewhere hidden away. Also to preserve them to some degree. I wouldn't say preserve, I wouldn't use that word. I wouldn't say preserve, I would say like the set for captivity. I would put it like that.
Yep.
The set for captivity, so they had to survive it. Right? Everybody else getting tear up and dying from so on and hunger and so forth. They have to be there to be able to fulfill the prophecy of what they say, fall on us and hide us from the sit upon the throne, upon the wrath of the Lamb. All these different things have to happen. I was talking about the Isaiah 47.
Alright.
It's not from a little bit.
From one?
It's not from a little bit down the field. You know which one we're going to start from.
From one?
Which one it is?
Isaiah 47. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1. He said, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground.
Sit on the what?
On the ground.
Go ahead.
There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
Yeah, no more. You understand? No more would you be looking like that miraculous city that all it once was. You understand?
I mean, royalty don't sit down on the ground.
Yep.
Royalty don't sit down on the ground. Like, they sit down on a chair, you had to bend over for them to sit down on your back. Royalty don't sit down on the ground.
That's it, you put them in the dust.
Yeah. That is not a thing.
How great the fall going to be. You understand? That what you tell you in Jeremiah, say it shall be no balm to you.
Right? He said, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Thy what?
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Damn.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, not meet you as a man. You understand? So the Lord not going. Go ahead, what's that?
Yeah, see how Pilate was before? I push your chest, does thou not know I have power to take thy life and to preserve it? You know, you might not be able to talk to him like that. Like how they could have talked to him back then when he walked over 1,000 years ago. With that kind of power that would look like, you know. No. Sit down and meet him as a man. You want to meet him and hold your friend body.
Yeah.
Come with a big ship. Understand?
Let's read over that piece here. You see that nakedness shall be what?
Alright. Isaiah 47 and verse 3 said, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen."
That's what's going on. This is something as well. This is one apostle to have, which I video for a couple, so I'll do a video on it. The nakedness being uncovered. There's no more hiding, man. See that? need it, man. You understand? And again, I'm saying that we just in the right time. Hey, man, they say this month supposed to be a critical month as well. We didn't have to have a particular timeline. You know, we just always say we hope. You understand? Because the prisoners are what? A hope. You know?
What's a special month next month? I think the first
No, February, in February and till March.
Till March.
So it's back to back. Technically, you consider that back to back. You know? You understand what I'm saying? Right here? Right here.
But they want to see the one in March. Some particular moon is going out. And there's always some moon to tell you, there's always some once in every year.
No, because, they say on February 17, humanity will witness a ring of eclipse, which is the 17th of February. The ring of eclipse, remember we did study the ring going on, right? And on March the 3rd, a total blood moon eclipse.
Signs.
One is solar, one is lunar.
Yeah,
one is blood moon and one is
most likely.
solar. One is blood moon, one is blood moon, one is
man.
So that's my man. Yeah, so all these signs not happening. Scriptures talk about signs and wonders in the sky. All these things not happening just randomly. All these things is signs of something that's coming. Right? They say what effects and signs that the scriptures talk about.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead and see what I said.
Right. Say, verse 4, he said, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
No more would it be called that. You understand? Well, because I'm not trying to see him watching from a fan weeping. Yeah, Revelation 18. You understand?
Because you say what they said, all that ride the beast.
Yep.
She said she will no longer be the Lady of Kingdoms. You understand? She will not control over that beast anymore. I say, but say what they say, the 10 horns shall make the whole. Shall make her desolate, eat her flesh and burn with fire.
That's right.
That time comes. She no longer go and have that power. All those nations going and turn against her. And it had to be that way because, as you often say, as a single unit, America is the most, more or less the most powerful, had the most powerful army in the world.
And as we read in this week, they say the rest of NATO members say that they can't defend themselves more or less without America because I think America did withdraw some military support.
Yeah. But technically they can, right? They can. But this is the reason why it happening the way it happening is because of the tensions. Because the reason why they're doing that is because of how America moving with them. You know? And that's the thing, you know? America is the main problem. It's like a cancer. You understand?
They say the beast give the power to part-time. So they're in that mindset to want to serve America until eventually the Lord stood
them back up, yep.
Turn away.
Yep. It's like Russia and America. In Trump and Putin have a good relationship, but they're still in between here. So they're throwing people on because why? The Lord praying it in Russia's spirit that day.
Always
one of the main people in the act.
I hope
The jury out, and that is what the Lord doing. When Trump tell him, well, not to attack, and Putin was like, earlier morning, send down our next bomb. Man, you can't tell me what to do because again, it's the Lord in a directive. Shake up the whole of Ukraine. You know, and then when Trump come and say, put in the war peace, he doing this and that, and Putin was like, okay.
Man is my fault.
Yeah. Putin was like, okay. Putin was like, who are thou to tell me what to do?
Yeah, I read over verse 5. He says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thy hand.
Now I say because he was still angry that he scattered us among the Hebrews. Say what they say, they have sold my goods, they have sold my children unto the Grecians. Say they have sold my children unto the Grecians. So
Alright. He said, thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, as thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
the most unmerciful nation that exists. Even when you look like you show your mercy, it's not really
No
mercy.
mercy.
It's tricky. Come on, he more nice.
Yeah.
To cause some chaos, spread some virus.
It's something you
Yeah,
come to
he
do.
comes out.
Something you come to do.
And putting smallpox in your blanket and thing. The smallpox so that they do the army.
Yeah, when they do the native and the Negroes. It was sickle cell. The sickle cell one of them did also, but and smallpox. They did them the same thing. Yeah.
I know one was
The testing, they even do this way. Or remember the famous image they get with the woman with the shape.
Yeah,
Those are
they
doc-
bring back the
Yeah,
back one.
it's a documented lighter about something, and that's what you get. It's a shape woman. The light is all the time. The bombings they do in Baltimore, in Mississippi, in plenty of these other places. What you think about Black Wall Street? One that people may be famous with is Rosewood. What they did to Emmett Till. That was a part of it as well too. That is just the wickedness of the show throughout the years.
I was watching a clipping where they say they bring back it had a few residents who had survived the Rosewood incident, and they bring them back now and they say they get flashback at the things what went on. Traumatized, trauma come back. Right? You say verse 7, I'll read back verse 6. He said, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancients, as thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
When you can't do me nothing, I think baddest thing that you come. It's marching punk. that big Devo spirit there. Marching. Grandma give me that chain. Man, cousin, get a chain take away. And you can't do Devo nothing. You understand? Until Craig come. You understand? The God guy just now. America God guy, they say what people say, what they say, do it tarry.
It shall surely come.
Shall come to pass. The words of the Most High does not return unto him void. He already said, he say what there shall be judgment upon them. Them goes cooking now. Right now the pot boiling. Good.
Right? He said, yeah, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of
You
it.
remember the references like a lady? How delicate they might treat a woman. You understand? So you could be what call a lady no more.
But no, these things are hard. You feel Esau don't know what is the usual punishment when you touch the apple and the Lord's eye. Man had the history books. He know. But he trying to use slandering. And look what they're doing. Keeping them in transgression, thinking that will help them to fulfill we have to do. Once you touch the apple of the Lord's eye, you have to do it. I don't wait for nobody. And you saw no exception. And the scripture say what they say, show them no mercy that have shown no mercy. You saw showing no mercy.
Did not show the years. Even until this day, what mercy has been shown?
You can imagine the man in the field and the man in your house. You can buck the one in the field and still buck the one in the house. like nobody getting up like.
Yeah.
Man in your house and all getting too. No mercy this man they show. You have to pay for that,
You
man.
gotta pay for that, man. pay for that, man. Let me bring a piece of paper here. Let me bring a piece of paper here. It say Revelation 18, and let me read from verse 16. It say, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company, in ships and sailors, as many as trade by sea, had stood afar off and cried, because when they saw the smoke of a burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
So take
That
a
time, right?
2-3 more.
So yeah.
Down there.
So that is what going to happen. Saying what in a span of an hour? An hour.
And like I say, I guess like die well Stockholm syndrome on them side too, right? Because America do them so ridiculous and they're still crying because of wherever the money, wherever the
Yeah, because you remember watch. Go and look up. Go and look up how much money Japanese make from America. Comes to trade like China, and they go look up how much money.
But you see, the amount of money they make it's still a lot of money that they inject to these same countries.
Yep.
Because people talk about billion they to claim.
Yeah.
And they know how much money they owe China and all these different places. But they're so, like you say, Stockholm, because they're so accustomed.
No, but remember, you see, they owe. But when China, like you see, the countries come to sell there, they make. Because everyone's all saying.
Yeah, but they making what they're supposed to.
They ain't making what they're supposed to make, but they still live
Making
deliciously
something, yeah.
off of them.
Man, boy, oh gosh, we're gonna make the money.
Yeah, we're gonna be here. What we gonna do now? You understand? Slavery. There you come in.
Don't worry, we'll give you a purpose.
Yeah, don't worry. Righteous rulership coming right after that. You understand? Righteous rulership is coming for sure.
You'll visit.
That's right.
That's right.
Go down. Alright. Verse 8, he said, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah. No good.
He said, I,
Thing is good.
They in that kind of vibration that they feel,
them is, yeah, and none else.
Like what could be more side? Like, you know, like look at this great city that I have built. I think they are worse spirit than that.
That's right.
You understand? Right now they're not our Babel spirit. They want to build you up, you know?
Yeah. Bring it, you know, the end, well, this is the city, NW. You all know that?
Can.
That is where it is.
That guy can spirit there right now. And they have to pay for having that kind of pride. They have to pay.
I said, if you really watch what he do every single thing that wrong with what the kingdoms do before, he said take all of it. That's why he call them you see in Revelation 17, what did the Lord say there is? You say Revelation 17 verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. What she kind of things to do?
Mother Harlot.
Worst of the worst.
Worst of the worst. That's right.
Hey, that you see that affliction and outdated. Bring that to standard.
Man, who sit down thinking how they will torture people. Yeah, so how to psychologically break people's minds to be able to control them and bend them to your way. Now, I had a movie with Denzel Washington. I don't remember what it is, but like they had them trained and like they had certain keywords that they used to use to be able to cast spells on people to get them to hypnotize them and fulfill certain orders. I remember that. And they'll say certain key things, like they'll make a phone call and they'll say certain key things and it will trigger you and you will go and fulfill some particular task.
Like this movie. That movie.
Show that Avengers, show that with
And next one,
Yeah.
the fella with the what's his name again? Bucky.
they can cast a spell on them.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but that this next movie by Clone Tyrone.
Clone Tyrone was like
Yeah.
that too, yeah.
When they come out, they have a like a code name or
code thing and
they
then
say and yeah, just activate
Put
it.
in a trance.
Yeah,
and
put
they
in
can-
a
they
trance.
can do all these different things they study how to hypnotize people and the big movies you are getting sleep.
Even when I watching recently this food place that now open is yummy something.
Yeah, they want long soul, you see all the people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
So
line.
when I see that, I remember clone type.
Type.
Yeah. Right? So as I'm finish this and then right? Say therefore hear this now, thou that are given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Nothing going to happen to me. I'm going to do this forever and get away forever, and nobody can do me nothing.
Yep.
Right now, Trump is the embodiment of that. We have that attitude down pat. You understand? We go in and go there and do what we want, and you can't do me nothing.
Pride left them up.
He said, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of their sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
I not one day in the Lord's time, and I one day in the week. You understand? And one day, that's what I do. But then I do. You go on, all them things you say that never gonna happen to you, gonna happen to you and worse. You understand? In one day, you're going to go from riches to rags. You understand?
He say, verse 10, he say, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Yeah,
and that's why we understand this kingdom. Scripture say what the simply fashion is will pass away. For those who want to hold on to riches, Scripture say what use this world as not abusing it.
That's right.
You want to hold on to riches, the riches of this kingdom is going to be dissolved. Right? No, it's not 100 ATMs in the kingdom. It's not one none of those things. All the riches in this kingdom is going to be dissolved. So it makes no sense to try to hold on to it. And Esau is pulling it away. It's like playing a tug of war with a flipping cruise ship. You have no power to do so.
Yeah, one more.
You want one more?
Yeah, one more. He said, verse 11, he said, therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Right? So that is the judgment that's going to happen to this entire kingdom, Esau's kingdom in general. Right? But primarily the focus is on the Edomites. Because they are the ones who are in charge.
Or say the focus will be the land of America.
Can.
You understand?
Can. As an allocation. Because they are true. You see, when the kingdom going off, who's the one who at fault is the king.
That's right.
You understand? So this place have to receive judgment.
That's right.
So that is supposed to be holding on to this place. This place have to go down. And all the wealth, all the car, your house, everything have to go with.
That's right.
Right? So that, let's give our praises and glory to
Our Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash.
double honest apostles, and those of great notes to do well.
Can.
Peace and blessings to Yakim, and we will push this to the 4 corners of the earth.
Can.
Right? With that we say shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Relax.